Hey everybody, it's Tim Baldermann and welcome to this edition of Too Honest for Social Media. I am happy to be joined today by one of our newest team members, already making a great impression in the village, Sarah Marion. Welcome and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got more notice than most people. Actually, it's
Hey.
funny. I talked to Mark Brow. We were going to do a different podcast today, and I said, "No, we'll do that after the break. I'm going to have Sarah." He said, "Well, don't tell her till 2:30." So you got a little more notice.
Hey, in marketing, you have to think on your feet. So
All right.
I should be prepared anytime you ask.
You should be.
Right.
And we're going to find out how prepared you are. But before we do that, although we have talked about the roundabout to death,
Yes.
our very talented Brian Williams made a Christmas ornament for me. I don't know if you saw this or not. It is really very cool. I survived a drive 2025 Cedar Road roundabout, New Lenox. Don, can you see that? It's got, like the homes in there. It's got the roundabout in there. That's pretty clever, isn't it?
That is clever.
Yeah, I really like it. I think that's wonderful. He does a good job for us, but if we ever decide to sack him, I guess we can go into making Christmas ornaments. So good job, Brian. We appreciate that. All right. Sarah, let's hear a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally?
Yeah. So I am from Manteno originally. And I worked for the Village of Manteno for almost 7 years in marketing and also as their president and CEO of the chamber. So I come from a background of, marketing a municipality, and I just have a deep love for being part of community. And when this opportunity came up for me to be a part of New Lenox and the marketing team, I was more than excited because I knew that was the exact place I wanted to be. So.
And your official title with the village is?
Marketing Specialist.
Marketing Specialist. Wow, that is pretty impressive. What were you, a marketing specialist in Manteno?
Marketing and Community Relations Director. So that was a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. So this is a little easier for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, as you pointed out to me, I am a digital creator. So we could talk a little bit about marketing, but yeah. So I am not the king of technology, as you know, as you have discovered, as you've heard quite a bit about.
Yeah.
And you had a little bit of a laugh at my expense when you looked at my Facebook page and it said I was a
digital creator. I thought that was very interesting.
And I don't know what a digital creator is. What is a digital creator? Are you a digital creator?
I don't think I am a digital creator.
Right.
I think of a digital creator as somebody that maybe is an influencer, but I kind of think you might be an influencer with this podcast and just.
Oh yeah, we're influencing all kind of people. We are. We're influencing them to be smartasses. I think that's the influence that we're having.
I
on
think
people.
you go with it.
I do. I'm going to go with digital creator.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe. You're going to look cool to the younger.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's the point. You told me that when younger people looked at my Facebook page and saw a digital creator, they'd be like, "Look at this douche. What is he? How does he figure he's a digital creator?"
I say you just go all in and own it.
But what happened? I hit a wrong button, and that's how I became a digital. But we didn't know how to undo it without losing followers.
Correct. So we're going to leave it as it is, and we're just going to grow your skills as a digital creator. I'll be your digital creator coach if you'd like.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about marketing specialists.
Yeah.
What are your job responsibilities at the 30? Well, they've grown, but they're not the bullshit we told you they were going to be when we hired you, but then it was too late after we got you in here. But generally speaking, what does a marketing specialist do for a village?
Yeah, so for a traditional village, it would be the marketing and overseeing the marketing as far as Facebook, Instagram, marketing strategy, public relations, that sort of thing for the village itself. Getting information out to the residents, whether it be, snow removal or for special events, that sort of thing. So that's one piece of my role. And then the other part is New Lenox is special in the fact that we have a children's museum, which I think is absolutely incredible. And it really makes us stand out as a community. So I oversee all the marketing for the children's museum, as well as for the brand new sports complex, the Wintrust Crossroads Sports Complex. So there's a lot going on, but it's all very exciting, and it really energizes me because I know a lot of great things are happening in this community, and it's easy to market a community this awesome.
All right, that's great. It is one of these things, and we've been fortunate. As you know, Don Winnie has done a great job for us. One of the things, aside from many of the hats that he wears, originally he had done like a drone video of Christmas in the Commons. The one year we had snow several years ago before this year, and it was really, really nice. But he's wearing a ton of hats as well. And so we really, as we're growing here, and you said adding the Children's Museum, adding the sports complex, we have more and more events out in the Commons. We knew we needed somebody to really help with that. But it's not just those specialties. Part of your job is going to be, of course, helping with our economic development, helping with businesses in town, helping with residential growth, that sort of thing as well, correct?
Yes, for sure. I'm actually working on a year-long marketing strategy for all the departments on where we need to go. And each plan is different for each department. You know, there's so many different facets and needs for each one of them. And fortunately, I've got an awesome team that I'm now a part of, you know, whether it's, you know, the community engagement, Don, you know, providing so many great videos of all the different things that we need. Just everybody in general is so helpful, and really we all want the same thing. And that's really to tell the village's story and to keep the residents informed.
All right. So, and that really, in a Venn diagram, they kind of cross over, but they are really two separate things. So most important, what we do, of course, in a municipality is provide services. We, you know, our police keep us safe, our public works make sure the water is clean, they're plowing the streets, our village hall staff does what they do quite a bit, actually. So providing those services, and you're right, effectively communicating to our residents and our business owners what's happening in town is critical, but we are growing. And so you have to extend the message, the story of New Lenox to others that are interested. And that's really important. We get people say, and we've talked about this quite a bit on this podcast, I moved out here in 1994 when the census number said there were 10,000 people, and now we're over 30,000 people. And of course, people say, stop growing. I moved out here for the small town. And I love this, but, you know, like someone had said to me, this lady, and she's still pissed at me because now she gives me a shot every chance she gets on Facebook. But she said, I moved here in 1982, and I moved out here for the small town. I don't like what I'm seeing. And I said, well, what if the people in 1981 said they didn't want you to come here, right? I mean, So we have 43 square miles. Ultimately, it's going to be built out.
Yeah.
But people will, so it's going to develop. One way or another, it's going to develop. And it's our responsibility, mine and the boards and staffs, to make sure we develop, you know, appropriately. But someone would say, why do you need to market that to outsiders? What is the purpose of telling the story? And your response would be what?
Yeah, well, it brings the tax dollars in to just help with our infrastructure, bring more events, just make this community the best place it can be. It only ultimately helps the residents at the end of the day when there's more businesses coming. But what I'm going to say about that, and I've been thinking about this since you told me about coming on this podcast yesterday,
with all that notice,
was no matter how, you know, much development there's been, the feeling that this community exudes is still the small town feel. You know, we're right now, you know, this may be kind of timely with Christmas, and this may be posted after Christmas, but, you know, the Santa letters are one thing that's like, wow, it just gives that small town feel, just the Christmas in the Commons, all the things that this community does to make it feel like you live in a small town. It may not be that small town people remember with only 10,000 people, but to me, it doesn't matter how many residents there are. It's the feeling you get when you're here.
No, you're 100% right. It's our job, again, as a board, to grow responsibly. So you talk about the sports complex, which that in itself, between the sports complex and Silver Cross Hospital and their partners, which was the best thing we ever did with bringing them in, that little corner over there is going to bring in 3 million people a year, which will bring in restaurants and hotels, and across the streets another 70 acres. So, but it's very strategic because that's the far northwest part of our community.
Yeah.
It's not impacting the majority of the residents that live here. So we can continue to have that small town feel in our downtown little area here, the Commons and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so so your responsibility then is twofold when it comes to that. Showing that small town feel for our residents, promoting events for our residents, promoting all the services for our residents, but then also helping attract new businesses and other people that might want to not only just visit here, but move here.
Yeah.
So that's challenging in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you finding yourself doing mostly now? I mean, not, well, I know I spent a lot of time with you, but not specifically, but what are you really trying to accomplish first in this role when it comes to communicating with residents? How are you doing that?
Yeah, so I've been here since September 25th, so going on 3 months. Yeah. And I just feel like I've been welcomed with open arms. It's been great. But I think it's most important to be consistent with our messaging, specifically, first and foremost, to the residents, but also creating that marketing strategy to attract new residents, new businesses. And that's more of a different outreach. That's not outreaching locally. We're doing radio advertising in Chicago and outside communities to get people to understand what we're doing. Not only radio, but digital advertising, all those things that people that live here may not ever see, but it's things that people that don't live here, they're going to see it and they'll be like, I got to check that community out. Even if it's just a Christmas on the Commons or something like that, those people may come to one of those events and then see how this community works and wants to be a part of it. So
yeah, that's a great point. So our community is made up primarily of hardworking people that love their kids, love their grandkids. They do love that small town. They really do enjoy that. It's a safe place to live. And people really do like that. And so having 43 square miles that is going to develop no matter what, nobody can put a stop to it. People who own land have a right to sell their property. People have a right to build homes and move. So I would imagine part of what you're trying to do by connecting the two is selling the small town and selling all the great reasons why people should want to live here. So we're attracting like-minded people.
Yes,
Is that
absolutely. Yeah.
Because they're going to come here anyway. So we might as well get the people that really know what New Lenox stands for and what it's about.
For sure.
What did you know about New Lenox before you came here?
Well, I mean, I grew up, like I said, in Manteno, which is not too far away. I didn't know a ton because, Manteno people usually go to Frankfurt or Orland. Those are kind of the two places that I would go as far as shopping goes.
Sure.
I wish I would have come here more often because there's a lot of restaurants and great things to do here. And now that I'm working here, I'm telling all my friends, get here to Christmas in the Commons. It's the best thing you've ever experienced. But I didn't know a ton. But what I did know as soon as I started here is I was like, this just feels right. This is a community that is welcoming and growing, and there's a lot of exciting things. So that's about the extent of what I knew going in. And
that's the reason why we hired you. I mean, it really is, because we do have such a great town. We've got great people here, and people really didn't understand. I mean, I go back, like I said, to 1994. I never even really heard of New Lenox growing up, on the south side and Evergreen Park. And my dad says, "Oh, go look out at New Lenox. There's some homes out there." And I tell the story all the time, but I drove down Francis Road past a couple of cows, and I called him. I said, "Where the hell are you sending me?" But I knew nothing about this town, and I've seen it was a great town when I moved out here. It was a great town, in the 40s when it was incorporated with great people, and it's really still growing in that direction. So as the mayor, it's important to me that we have somebody like you with those skills that can really talk about where New Lenox was and where it's heading and who we want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you finding, have you had an opportunity to get to meet business people in town and residents in town and get a better feel for this community?
Yeah. So when I was able to get to the Christmas in the Commons first event on December 6th, and I got to mingle with everybody. It was great. We've had a couple really great events with Silver Cross and different organizations, and it's been really nice getting to meet the people that really help this community run.
Right.
Yeah, it's
now,
impressive.
Community is clearly more than just a village. We have such a great relationship with our parks and our schools and all the other entities in here. Have you had an opportunity much to work with any of them?
Not yet, but
We've kept you busy.
yes. In the 3 months I've been here, I've just tried to getting my feet wet, kind of just really getting the chance to understand the direction that you want things to go, that the team, the things that they're already working on, to just enhance what they're working on rather than change directions completely. I don't like to come in and say, we're going to change everything. I'd like to see the lay of the land and then kind of move in a slower direction to make sure we're going the right way.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. And again, people do want to come here because we have great schools and great parks and everything else we do, and we all pull in the same direction. So will you be working with their people who do what you do?
Yes, absolutely. I think, coming from Manteno, a community that really worked hard to work with all the different organizations in the county, I find that of so much value. You can move so much farther, so much faster when you work together with all the entities, or nonprofits, the chamber, the big organizations. So yeah, that's definitely a priority for me.
All right, so let's, we like to be honest here.
Uh-oh.
What you anticipated working here being like and what it has been. Talk about what is what you thought, what is nowhere near what you thought. I mean, just let's hear it.
Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised, and now even thinking back, I feel so incredibly blessed to be here, because this is something that I was looking for so long, this opportunity to really be in the lane of focusing on marketing, because so long I was doing events and marketing and all the roles. And granted, I will step in when I needed for all of the things, because we play as a team. And I don't say that's not my job. It's everybody's job to make something successful. But no, it's everything and more. And it's given me the opportunity to grow my skills and really dive deeper with what I can do. And I feel like I've been given the autonomy to make decisions and look into new opportunities that could really help the community as a whole. So I appreciate all of it.
No, that's really good. And we know, and we knew, so the backstory is this. We searched a long time to fill this position. And we had some people come in that had great marketing experience at a corporate level. And we're really brilliant people and great at that, but that's different.
Yep.
That's completely different. And then we had some really, really good people that came in that we know could have done a good job on certain levels, but they didn't have the experience that we really needed.
Sure.
Because of the growth that we've seen. And we went through a lot of interviews with some really, really good people that would have fit in different roles and are talented. But we knew when we interviewed you, and obviously in the 3 months you've been here, that you're a home run for us.
Thank you.
You really are great. We also know, and you have seen, the reality is we could use 2 or 3 of you because there is that much going on. And you're right. It's better to take it a little slower and do it right than rush in and have some problems.
Yeah,
so,
I've got my sights on some interns this summer.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's good. And hopefully we can find some good local people, young people that are interested in doing this, that maybe want to make a career out of it and see what it is. Yeah, we certainly want to see that. So you've enjoyed it here for the first 3 months.
Yes.
You've got a lot of work ahead of you. Let's talk a little bit. You brought a couple of things up. Let's talk about the Children's Museum.
Yeah.
It is a great building, just over a year old. We've got tremendous staff at that children's museum. It grew from 6,000 to 12,000 square feet when it moved here from Frankfurt. We had our hiccups, and we've done a great job. Staff's done a great job of fixing them and moving forward. And now, of course, part of your responsibility is to help bring people out. So how do you do that?
Yeah, so from what I understand, we've done strictly organic marketing. So posting on Facebook, no Facebook ads, just very basic. And so what I've found, and I've suggested, it's very important to create a budget to be able to advertise using dollars to get the word out, because it truly is a gem in this community, in the county. It's the only children's museum in the county. But it's important to dedicate those dollars to get the word out, because as you know, people need to hear things 7, 8, 9, 10 times before it resonates that something's happening or a new business is there. So we really need to beat the drum that this children's museum is here, and it is such a benefit to the children of this community and beyond with all of the programming that they have. They do so many cool things like STEM and after school programs and winter camps, and just the list goes on, and it can't be ignored. So we need to shout from the rooftops as much as we can with that advertising and those campaigns to get the word out.
And that is critical. People might, again, there will be that small group of people, but they're usually the most vocal, that will say, well, we don't want people coming to our town. We don't want that. But the reality is, when you bring, I think we had in our first year 70,000 or 75,000, double what they've ever had before, amount of people come to the museum. They are shopping here and they are eating here. And this same woman that was breaking my balls about, I moved here in 82 and I should have been the last person to live here. But she said, people come to Christmas in the Commons and then they get on a highway and go eat somewhere else. That's not true. I mean, It's just ridiculous. But I've even noticed, knowing absolutely nothing about what you do, but what frustrated me is our staff has always worked so hard to put on the best events or whatever, and they did it organically, like you said.
Yeah.
And I would see 20 reactions to it or 30 reactions. Just even the little bit that I've seen you doing with small sponsorship ads and stuff, it's getting 800, 900 reactions. There was a video the other day that you guys had worked on, you and the team had worked on. How many views was a Christmas in the Commons video? I think you said it had something, I don't know what it was, 14,000 views.
Yeah, that was one that Don created so beautifully. It just caught people's eye, and marketing it's not just one and done. You think like your one strategy is going to work every time. You are having to constantly change your strategy every week. I mean, you can't rely on, rinse and repeat. Right. Because with social media, they're always changing the algorithms and the things that work and don't. And so it keeps you on your toes. Yeah. So we're always experimenting. That's why we did the Penguin Mystery series, just to see how much engagement it would get. And that was a fun project. That was kind of my first one. And it got, the team to work together, and it was just kind of a fun little project, but it did get a lot of engagement. So that's important.
It did. And some of those people that were bitching about the Penguin, they got drowned out by the people that realized the value of having that, type of event in the Commons, having people be able to come out here. Not only is it great for our families, the small town family, that small town feel that everybody still wants to have, no matter how big we get, you're right, but it does show what New Lenox is about. And that's what we want our reputation to be. Every town has a reputation. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Every town has a reputation. If you say what it is, if you say the town name, people point to something. And so we do want this community to be known as a place for good family people that are strong community members. It's a place where you can grow personally and professionally, and still in a safe environment.
Yeah, and it's close to all of the things you need. I mean, the city's right here. It's just a perfect location for everything, and
that's why we're the Crossroads. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, many, many years ago when we were dubbed the most boring town in Illinois because,
Oh, no.
yeah, it was like one of these nerd wall or some crap. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They don't know anything about you, but, I guess they counted how many bars you had and we were boring or something. But the reality is we want to have wholesome, fun things for people to do, businesses and events and whatnot. But if you're looking for that great excitement, like you said, go ahead. You want to drive into Chicago? You're there in 35 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But you can come home to this great community. Yeah, where you can do a chalk walk.
Yeah.
In the Commons.
Or go to a really kick-ass concert in the summer,
Right.
which I heard about. I'm really excited to be a part of those and market those because it's pretty incredible.
It really is. You're right. That's a stage that was built with in mind our community band and our cloggers. And it's awesome to have the community band and our cloggers because that's part of that small town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets the chance to go on stage. So our cloggers and our community band shared the same stage as a Beatle.
It's incredible.
And that's how you can kind of meld the two together. You're right. You said it in the very beginning. You don't have to lose that small town feel just because you've got these other big things happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sure. So you feel pretty good about where we're headed.
I
and
do.
What we're doing?
It's every day that I'm here and hear about, the initiatives, whether it be the development or the new events or what have you. It's just, it gets more exciting. And like I said in the beginning, it makes it very easy to market a growing, thriving community like New Lenox. So I appreciate all that you do to make this community what it is because it wouldn't be what it is without your vision. So
well, I appreciate that, but I think is your 90-day probationary period over? Or so you're good. So you're saying that because you mean it, not because you're worried about getting there.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. No, I appreciate it. It is always easier to be the person and working with a great board that has a vision because you're not the one that has to go do the heavy lifting. But you mentioned it. We have the best staff up and down the line. Phenomenal.
I feel like I hit the lotto with working with this team. I'm hands down.
And I can tell you really, we joke around a lot and we talk about that. But the truth is, I've worked with a lot of people as a police chief. I worked in the community as a school superintendent, just been very involved and very active. And these people that work here are not only great employees, but they're just great people. Mm-hmm. And they really get when you work in local government, you are a public servant. Mm-hmm. You serve the people. And they bend over backwards, and you've been doing that. Yeah. You're a great addition to the team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm disappointed only in the fact that I really was looking forward to giving you a lot of shit.
This
has been too nice. This has been too nice.
Bring it on.
You know what it is?
I thought I was getting roasted, but this
you know what it
great.
is? It's Brow and Applegate. When they're here, they're the instigator. It's not really me. See, I get a bad rap. I'm a nice guy.
Giant.
I am gentle.
Yes.
That's right. It's the instigators. They know how to light my fuse and get me going. It's not me. But no, we are really glad you're here. We really appreciate what you're doing. And again, just kind of recapping, you're right. The biggest part of your job for me as mayor is making sure that our people in town know what's going on and are getting a unified message. Mm-hmm. And you're already off to a great start on that. I will ask you though, because we do this podcast because of the bullshit of social media. How have you had the frustration, whether it's been here or in your previous job, where you see how hard the team works and they do a great job and you market it and you put it out there, and then you get the asshat that says something.
Oh, yeah. There's always one that likes to be loud. And unfortunately, the loud ones, or the bigger the complainer, the louder they are. Yeah. And you don't, the good comments don't always stand out. But, there's more good people out there than there are bad. And we can't, just focus on a few negative things. Yeah. It's not worth our time.
No.
Or our energy, and they can have their opinions too.
Sure.
But there's a lot more good people out in the world than there are 100%. Negative. So,
and a lot more appreciative people that realize that a lot of work goes into that.
Yeah.
Did you see the some guy, which I loved. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah.
a couple of guys actually, they put a post out on the community pages about asking me to get the Bears to come here, the Chicago Bears, because they want to, I don't know if you saw that, and I was on the community pages. Of course, it was a joke, and they had photoshopped a stadium in New Lenox. I think one of them put it by the roundabout or whatever.
Oh, of course.
And so I didn't respond to it because I thought, the guy's just joking around, whatever.
Yep.
But then you get people,
Serious.
oh, God, no, don't be. I'm thinking, what the fuck? You cannot be that stupid. You can't.
Yeah, I think people just they like it. They like that drama, and it fuels them.
Yeah, maybe
it's
so.
It's exciting for them.
Maybe so. But then I wanted to give our administrator a shot because Kurt is a diehard White Sox fan. How.
Yeah.
Of all people, Kurt, you got this coming.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Have you noticed that whoever the Cubs are playing, he wears the shirt of the opposing team? That's how big of a White Sox fan he is.
I had a conversation with him about that when the Cubs were doing well in the playoffs, and I shared my disdain about that choice that he makes to do that.
That's right. Well, what I had said is that we would not entertain the Bears because everyone would be worried about, oh, my God, the traffic and the noise. And, well, we don't even have the room for it. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I said, but we will bring the White Sox out here because traffic will not be a concern. So, yeah, that's right. It will not be a concern. I think we can accommodate the 812 cars that show up for a White Sox game. Would you be okay with that?
They could probably play at Crossroads.
They could play at Crossroads. That's right. I don't think they could beat half the kid teams that are out at Crossroads. But, boy, I'm really going to catch shit from the White Sox fans. But, yeah. No, we got some great U14 teams that could beat the White Sox.
Beautiful field.
Yeah.
I mean, great facility.
Hell of a lot nicer than whatever they're calling it now. I don't know what they call that thing, cellular or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
so much
forgot
better.
what they call it. But
that's an idea, though.
So bring them out. Let them play at Crossroads. We have enough parking.
So much parking.
So much parking.
Yeah.
We're in great shape.
It's right off 355. It's easy to get to.
Any of them get hurt, the hospital's right there. Yeah,
I think we're on to something.
Yeah, and we've got enough folding chairs that the fans could come out and watch the White Sox play. So I think we'll be in great shape. Sarah, thank you for joining the team.
Yeah,
thank you for everything you're doing. I promise you that we will have you back when I'm in a pissier mood and I can give you some crap.
Okay.
I was really just and I'm not really a holiday guy, but maybe I'm just.
Yeah.
I saw my kids at school today, had a visit from Santa, so I think I was in a good mood.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you caught a lucky break.
Thank you.
We'll get you back another time, though. I appreciate what you do. And Don, thank you as always for everything that you do. And for everyone watching, thanks for tuning in for this edition of Too Honest for Social Media.
The